Rap is a dangerous genre. Hip-hop and gang culture have always been closely associated, since the days of Death Row Records and even before. Here's a look at some of the most popular artists in hip-hop today who are gang-affiliated, from blood rappers to CRIP rappers to Black Disciple rappers. Blood rappers: YNW Mellie. Jamel Maurice Demons, aka YNW Mellie, is a singer and rapper from Gifford, Florida, most popular for his breakout track, Murder on My Mind, and Kanye West collaboration, Split Personalities. Melly had a promising career that was cut short after being arrested for allegedly killing two of his childhood friends. Melly has proclaimed his innocence in the case and hasn't yet stood trial for this crime, but Melly's ties to the Bloods are well established. Melly was born to a single mother who was only 14 at the time that she had him. Growing up, the two lived in a poor part of Gifford, and his mother struggled to put food on the table. As a result, Melly joined the G-Shine set of the Bloods at a young age. Melly was first sent to prison in 2015 for shooting at a group of students near a local high school. He was charged with aggravated battery and spent several months in jail. He was arrested a few other times in 2018 and 19 for possession of marijuana and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Around this time, Melly's rap career was really heating up, and his music and videos contained references to his blood affiliation. For instance, in the Murder on My Mind video, Melly can be seen performing a blood handshake with a friend who is bleeding to death from a gunshot wound. Ironically, in a documentary put out on Melly's official YouTube channel, the rapper can be seen performing the same handshake with YNW Juvie, one of the friends he is currently on trial for murdering. The handshake could very well be a coincidence, but one thing is for certain: YNW Mellie is a rapper with obvious associations to the Bloods. Glock 9. Jaquavius Denard Smith, aka Glock 9, is a popular rapper from Orlando, Florida. He's best known for singles like 10% and YNW Mellie collaboration 223s. Glock 9 is of Haitian descent and was raised by a single mother, while his father was in and out of prison. By the time he was 18 years old, he had already been in and out of jail 12 times, starting with burglary of his mother's car at age 13. In 2015, he was arrested and charged with aggravated battery for a shooting that put a 17-year-old in the hospital. Glock 9 himself was only 15 years old at the time. Glock 9 is believed to be affiliated with the Bloods. However, it's unclear whether he's an official member of a particular set. In his popular song 223s, he and YNW Mellie make several references to blood culture, using ad-libs like slat and sue-woo, two terms commonly used by the Bloods. Glock 9 is also signed to Cash Money Records, the label owned by Birdman, who is known for his affiliation with the Bloods. However, just recently on October 8, 2020, Glock 9 was locked up again for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. His lawyer denies that Glock 9 is either a leader or a member of any gang. However, the judge denied him bail and deemed him a threat to the public, which may confirm the opposite of what the defense is claiming. Glock 9 is still in jail awaiting sentencing, but his case may be pushed back due to coronavirus. CRIP rappers: Fabio Foreign. Maxie Lee Riles III, better known as Fabio Foreign, is a rapper from Brooklyn, New York. Fabio grew up in the East Flatbush neighborhood of Brooklyn and is affiliated with the Wu gang set of the Crips, alongside other popular Brooklyn drill rappers like Chef G and Pop Smoke. He started releasing music back in 2011 under the name Light Fabio, but eventually changed it to Fabio Foreign when he began to take rapping more seriously. Fabio's mother died in 2018 from complications due to a stroke. He was living with her at the time and suddenly became homeless following her death. This event forced Fabio to take his music more seriously. His breakout single, Big Drip, came out the following year along with two popular EPs, Pain and Love and 800 BC. He was also featured on a Drake song called Demons alongside another Brooklyn artist, Sosa Geek, in 2020. Fabio became one of the defining artists in Brooklyn drill music alongside childhood friend Pop Smoke and following the blueprint of two influential artists who grew up around the same area, Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel. Fabio has made numerous references to being a Crip in his music. The title of his EP, 800 BC, features a blue color palette and is allegedly a reference to the 800 Foreign Side Crips, a specific set of the Wu Gang Crips that Fabio is a member of. He's also made references to being GDK, or Gangsta Disciple Killer. In New York, Crips and the Gangsta Disciples have beef, but despite his affiliations, in an interview with DJ Vlad, Fabio claimed he's now too busy and successful to worry about petty beef. He hasn't turned his back on the set entirely, but he claims that as long as others aren't starting problems, he has no reason to put himself at risk over the streets anymore. Chef G. Michael Williams, better known as Chef G, is a rapper from the Flatbush area of Brooklyn. Known for his deep baritone voice and hard-hitting sound, he's one of the most prominent artists in the Brooklyn drill scene and is best known for breakout tracks like We Get Money, Tiptoe, and No Suburban. Chef G was raised by a Trinidadian mother and Haitian father in Flatbush. Inspired by artists like Chief Keef and 50 Cent, he started rapping in 2017 and blew up with his first single, No Suburban. Prior to releasing the single, Chef claims he never had big aspirations of becoming a rapper when he was growing up. He was more concerned with hustling and doing his best to stay out of trouble. But despite his best intentions, Chef was involved in many fights growing up and was arrested in his senior year of high school for pulling a gun on a group of other men who harassed him in the parking lot of Kings Plaza Mall in Brooklyn. 2 cops across the street witnessed the incident and Chef turned himself in. He was charged, but given 5 years of probation with no jail time. Chef G is also a member of the Wu Gang Crips. The rapper is quiet about his past criminal activity and doesn't get very specific about his affiliations in his music, but he's often wearing blue in videos and is believed to be an A-Tray gangsta Crip along with childhood friend and collaborator Sleepy Hollow. Chef G claims that music inspired him to change his path in life and has claimed in interviews that he wants to put the streets behind him. However, Chef's cold-blooded rhymes and general demeanor prove that he isn't someone to mess with. Black Disciples. King Von. Davon Daquan Bennett, better known as King Von, was a rapper from Chicago, Illinois. He was born and raised in the notorious Parkway Garden housing projects on 64th and MLK Drive in the south side of Chicago, known to fans of drill music as O-Block. Von was raised by a single mother while his father was in and out of jail and eventually murdered. Initially, Von claimed he tried to stay away from the gang lifestyle and wanted to focus on sports, specifically baseball. But after spending most of his teenage years in and out of prison and dropping out of high school, he got sucked into the street life to support himself. He's believed to be a member of the Black Disciples, one of the largest gangs in Chicago who claims O-Block as a stronghold. In 2014, Von was arrested in connection with a shooting that left several men dead and others wounded. Von spent over 3 years in jail. However, he was eventually acquitted of all charges after witnesses failed to testify. A childhood friend of major Chicago artists like Lil Durk and G Herbo, Von decided to focus on music as a way to keep himself out of the streets. He linked up with Lil Durk and signed to his imprint OTF, Only the Family, shortly after getting out of prison. His breakout single Crazy Story came out in December 2018. However, despite his best efforts to avoid street life, Von couldn't escape it entirely. In November of 2020, he was shot and killed outside of a hookah lounge in Atlanta. The shooting is not believed to be directly gang-related, but has to do with the beef involving fellow rapper Quando Rondo. Rondo's associate Timothy Leaks has been arrested in connection with the shooting, but has not yet gone to trial. Check out some of our previous videos for a more in-depth look at King Von's tragic death. Lil Reese. Tavares Lamont Taylor, better known as Lil Reese, is a rapper from Chicago, Illinois, a native of Chicago's South Side and a childhood friend of local legends like Chief Keef, Fredo Santana, and Lil Durk, and was a pioneer of the Chicago drill scene. He's best known for being featured on hits like I Don't Like by Chief Keef and the Us remix with Drake and Rick Ross. Lil Reese is one of the more low-key members of GBE and 300 Entertainment, Chief Keef's brand and label, largely because of all of his legal troubles and gang beef. Reese is a member of the Black Disciples. The drill artist was first arrested in 2010 on burglary charges, but given probation after pleading guilty. In 2012, right on the heels of the hype from I Don't Like, a viral video allegedly showing Lil Reese assaulting a woman was leaked onto the internet. Lil Reese apologized for his actions in the video and claimed that it was old footage, but he was still arrested on a slew of charges, which led to difficulties with his label. Lil Reese has laid low for the past few years. However, in 2019, he was shot in the neck at a busy intersection between Markham and County Club Hills in Chicago. Witnesses say the assailants followed Lil Reese, then pulled up and assaulted him with a small rifle when traffic was at a stop. Lil Reese sustained critical injuries, including a shot in the neck, but luckily survived. The motivation behind the shooting is unclear, but it has been attributed to Reese's longtime association with GBE and the Black Disciples. Lil Reese is now out of the hospital, but still recovering from his wounds. A day after leaving the hospital, he released a song called Come Outside, taunting his shooters, showing that despite the incident, he hasn't changed his ways.